Alright guys, welcome back to the Battlerealm Brawl Throwback, Fintech's Path to Victory. There are 4 paths, each with objectives for each individual fight if you use the right champion. There is missing in action, so if a buff expires on the opponent and you don't heavy them, you're going to get a falter on you, so you got to watch out for that. Also, when you get a bar of power, you're going to give the opponent power, so you have to be careful of that as well. You have to use specific fights in order to get the objectives. So this isn't the actual order that I ended up doing the paths in, but this is the order of path 1. I'm going to go in order of path 1, path 2, path 3, and path 4. Path 1 here is Shuri for Atuma, Ebony Maw for Killmonger, and Scorpion for Photon. So the Shuri fight against Atuma is very, very easy. Ebony Maw was surprisingly not that bad against Killmonger. I only had like maybe I think I had a rank 1 7-star for my Ebony Maw, and only like a 6-star rank 3 maybe Scorpion for the Photon fight, and that one I actually played pretty well. The poisons help get her down. You just have to be careful of playing Photon in general. I found that it was easier to hit into her block when she had more charges, and then bait out the charges till they finished, and then attack back in afterwards and baiting specials. So those were the 3 fights for this path, and you get like 5,000 Summoner Fest points per fight. So I think you get 60,000 points, considering we get like a few hundred every day when you're doing your objectives, or if you've been doing the battle, like if you've been doing battlegrounds, then you get like a few hundred points here or there. But this you get 5,000 per objective, so it is really good points for the Summoners Fest event. So I'm going to let the rest of Path 1 play out, because I kind of gave you my breakdown of those fights, and then I'll see you again for Path 2. When I went to do the rewards after Path 1, I noticed that I actually got an objective for Path 4 as well, because it's the same Shuri Atuma fight, but it's coded wrong, and I'm going to wait till after that path to do it. But it was funny that that objective, you could actually double dip and get that objective also, but it doesn't really matter. You're going to want to do all of them. So now I'm going to go just to Path 2, which again, I'm out of order of how I actually did the fights, but this one has Spider-Ham, Tigra, and Absorbing Man, and you're going to go Spider-Ham against Longshot, Absorbing Man against Atuma, and Tigra against Kate Bishop. So I have a good ranked up Spider-Ham here, and he makes pretty quick work of a Longshot. The Atuma fight with Absorbing Man, like I said before, is probably the hardest fight, and you have to do it twice. You have to stay in your shock bleed mode. So like the first mode, you do not want to do the energy mode, because you are going to then take a ton of damage back against Atuma. If you stay, you have physical resistance in that initial mode, and that will help you survive against Atuma, and you have to be really aggressive in that fight. And then Tigra takes care of Kate Bishop really easily, because you have the neutralizes on. You don't even have to worry about the power gain. You can be a lot more aggressive. But here we can take a look at this Atuma fight, but you want to stay in that shock and bleed immune mode at the beginning. I can't remember all the modes, but you want to stay in the Black Uru mode. You want to stay in Uru the entire time, and you just have to be prepared to try and limit the amount of concussions I think that he has on him, and he gets those concussions like when you parry. So a lot of times I was sitting there trying to bait some heavy attacks, counter some. I got hit by that special 2 there. But make sure you have your strikers on as well. That helps you out with the relics. But really, just staying in that special one, use that special one, but stay in that Uru mode the entire time. It limits the physical, increases your physical resistance, so you're not taking as much damage when you hit Atuma. So that's the main thing here. So that, and again, the Tigra fight against Kate Bishop is really, really easy. So I'm going to let the fights play out, and then I'll see you at Path 3. All right, Path 3, this was actually the first one I did with Absorbing Man, Doom, and Archangel. So Absorbing Man, again, similar. We just watched that Atuma fight before, so it's the same Atuma fight. Archangel absolutely shreds Killmonger. Just got to watch a bit of power gain at the beginning until you get your neurotoxins on and you completely shut him down. And Doom is a pretty easy one against Hulkling. Again, just be careful on the power gain, not to give him too much power. Yeah, pretty easy. Doom absolutely shreds. Use a lot of those heavies to keep up some neutralize on him as well. But for the most part, or the Fate Seal. But it's not so bad with that Doom Hulkling fight is relatively easy. But again, this was the one that was the most tricky and actually did not get it down the first time or two, and took me a few tries here. This was actually the first fight I did, and after getting this fight down, the rest of the quest was a lot easier. So this Atuma fight can be a little bit tricky because when he gets to 20 hydration, you have to parry to remove it, but it increases his concussions, and then he's not taking as much damage. So it is a little tricky on this one, but I did my best Fintech impression throughout this quest to get these fights done. So I'll let the Path 3 fights play out, and then we'll walk through what I did for Path 4. Path 4, this is probably one of the easier ones, might be the easiest one. Shuri absolutely shreds Atuma. We saw that earlier. Absorbing Man against Terrax. I forgot to use the magma form right away, but if you go into the magma form at the beginning, you will absolutely destroy Terrax. And then Spider Ham Rex, the final doom. So go in, if you have, I used champions at whatever level I had them at. I didn't rank up anyone for this. I was lucky enough for that. But all good champions, if you don't have them ranked up, rank them up a little bit. Even at 6 stars will help you get through it. And that is it for the Fintech path. I did all of them, and you get tons of Summoners Fest points, move up in those objectives. I think even I got to the point where I'm as high where I was able to get a 7-star. So crystal out of these. So just doing these objectives is, if you've been doing everything in the Summoners Fest realm event so far, then you're going to get a ton of objectives today. So hopefully everything helped out. Let me know if you had any issues with anything. The champions are what they are. You have to use those specific ones. That's how you get the objectives. There's no other rewards otherwise. So yeah, hopefully this helped you out, and we'll see you in the next one, guys. Bye-bye.